There is only one way to greatness, and it is by obsession, the kind that makes you willing to risk everything, even your life, to achieve it. There's a moment in every person's life when they must choose between what's easy and what's meaningful. It's a moment when the comfortable path, the one filled with security and predictability, calls out, but something deeper pulls in the opposite direction. That something is the call of a dream. For those who truly listen, the dream becomes everything. It consumes their thoughts, their actions, and their lives. This pursuit isn't about happiness or contentment. It's about purpose. It's about the belief that without this dream, life would lose all meaning. But there's a price for chasing a dream. Sacrifices must be made, some small, some immense. Relationships may crumble, comfort may vanish, and in the most extreme cases, the dream itself may demand more than anyone imagined. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." A person with a purpose can endure anything, because that purpose gives their life meaning. Without it, life becomes aimless, a ship lost at sea without a destination. But with a dream, there is direction, there is meaning. That dream gives shape to every action, every decision. For Nietzsche, humans don't thrive in comfort, but in struggle. It's the pursuit of a dream that turns suffering into something worthwhile. The dream is what makes hardship bearable and gives a person the strength to keep pushing forward, even when everything seems stacked against them. Carl Jung adds another layer to the philosophy. Jung saw dreams not just as external goals, but as part of the inner journey toward becoming whole, a process he called individuation. For Jung, a dream isn't merely about achieving something in the external world. It's about fulfilling a deeper psychological need. Dreams are pathways to discovering who we are meant to be. However, Jung also warned of the dangers of unchecked ambition. He believed that if a person's dream became too consuming, it could lead to ego inflation, a state where the person becomes disconnected from their true self, believing they are more than human. When a dream loses its balance with reality, it can destroy rather than elevate. This is where both Nietzsche and Jung converge. While dreams can elevate us, they can also consume us. If pursued without self-awareness or balance, a dream can become an obsession. Griffith from Berserk is a perfect example of this balance gone wrong, where ambition crosses over into obsession. Griffith's story in Berserk is one of ambition, sacrifice, and ultimately, destruction. From the very beginning, Griffith had one overwhelming goal: to rule his own kingdom. This dream wasn't just a hope or desire, it was his reason for being. Without it, Griffith believed he was nothing. Griffith didn't come from privilege. His rise to power was driven by his intellect, charisma, and unmatched combat prowess. He gathered people around him, loyal followers who believed in his vision. These were men and women who saw Griffith as a hero, someone destined for greatness. And in many ways, they were right. Through Griffith's leadership, the Band of the Hawk rose to glory. They became one of the most powerful and respected military forces in the land. Griffith's vision inspired loyalty that was nearly fanatical. But beneath this admiration, Griffith saw his followers as means to an end. They were stepping stones on the path to his dream. Despite his deep connections with his comrades, especially his closest friend Guts, Griffith always put his ambition above everything. His ability to compartmentalize emotions, to keep his dream at the forefront of his mind, was both his strength and his flaw. To him, the people in his life were necessary pieces of his plan, not equals on the journey. Everything changed when Guts, his most trusted ally, decided to leave. This was more than just a personal betrayal to Griffith. It was a crack in the foundation of his dream. Griffith, desperate and reckless, made a series of catastrophic choices that led to his capture and torture. His body was broken. His dream, once so close, seemed utterly out of reach. But even in his shattered state, Griffith's ambitions burned bright. He would do anything to reclaim his dream. Then came the eclipse, a moment that would change everything. Faced with the choice between staying broken or sacrificing everything to rise again, Griffith chose power. He accepted a dark bargain. To achieve godlike abilities as one of the God Hand, he had to sacrifice his comrades. Those who had followed him, bled for him, and trusted him. In that moment, Griffith became Femto. He gained everything he wanted, but at the cost of his humanity. Griffith's transformation was complete, and his ambition had consumed him entirely. He betrayed his closest friends, sacrificed the lives of those who believed in him, and abandoned his morality, all in the name of his dream. He had achieved his goal, but in doing so, he had become something monstrous. Griffith's story is more than a tale of ambition. It's a warning. His rise to power shows the heights that can be reached through relentless pursuit. But his downfall shows the dangers of sacrificing everything for a dream. But Griffith's story forces us to confront an essential question. What are you willing to sacrifice for your dream? No dream worth having comes without a price. Whether it's time, relationships, or personal comfort, every pursuit demands that something be left behind. For some, it's the long hours spent working in silence. For others, it's the pain of leaving behind what's familiar. And in the most extreme cases, the dream may ask for everything. It's easy to admire ambition from afar, but to live it is another matter entirely. The pursuit of a dream often requires a person to make hard choices. Are you willing to spend years working without seeing results? Are you ready to give up the safety of the known world for the uncertainty of something greater? The first step is discovering what that dream is, and the second is committing to it with everything you have, without letting it destroy you in the process. A dream isn't always something that appears fully formed. Sometimes it must be uncovered, explored, and nurtured. The key is to pay attention to what drives you, what ignites your passion, and what gives your life meaning. Here are some ways to begin the search for your dream. Reflect on what makes you feel alive. What activities or goals give you energy? What can you lose yourself in for hours without noticing the time? Consider your strengths. What are you naturally good at? Your talents and skills often point toward the things that will give your life purpose. Explore new paths. Sometimes, the only way to find your dream is to try new things. Don't be afraid to take risks, fail, and learn along the way. Discovery requires experimentation. Once your dream is clear, the real work begins. It takes dedication, focus, and resilience. Like Griffith, you must be willing to endure hardship, face setbacks, and keep pushing forward. But unlike Griffith, the key is to maintain your humanity along the way. A dream is powerful, but it should not consume everything you are. The pursuit of a dream is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a journey filled with peaks and valleys, triumphs and failures. Along the way, you will be tempted to give up or to take shortcuts. But the only way to achieve something meaningful is to keep moving forward, step by step, day by day, even when the path ahead is unclear.